Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's GeneralTarheel, your coach to the Charizards, bringing you the APA Season 3 Week 6 battle versus Coach Panther2 in the Carolina Clefables. Now quickly, if you did not check out the team builder for this week, make sure to do so, and you will see the team I brought and why and what I expected him to bring. And as we do see the 6 that he brought in Mew, Blastoise, Mega Aerodactyl, Nidoqueen, Kyurem, and Clefable, we did expect the exact 6. The only possible interchange would be one of those Pokemon for Ferrothorn. So seeing this team, I knew Greninja was going to put in work. Kyurem scared me, Mega Aerodactyl scared me, like I already said. Everything else will be a little bulky. I need to find out what Mew that needs to be, and then it'd be an interesting battle from there on out. So when I was starting off the battle with Panther, I was really just seeing that Greninja was probably the best lead. It counters all of his Stealth Rockers, and if he does lead Clefable, I'm honestly just going to click Hydro Pump, just because that gives me a solid chance of just sweeping with Charizard this game. So as we'll kick off this replay, I did do exactly that, as I want to lead Greninja, his possible rockers being Mew, Clefable, and Nidoqueen, as well as Mega Aerodactyl, but Mega Aerodactyl would want all attacks this game, I'm sure. So I just wanted to lead Greninja. I felt like it was the best option, and he did opt to lead his Mew. This gives me a solid, or just a free Dark Pulse. If he does wants to go Clefable, I'm perfectly fine with that, because when I did mock with Nico, he did show that it is a possibility that he would be Focus Sash counter Magic Guard Clefable. So I just click Dark Pulse. He does show he is Colbert, and right here he will go for the Trick Room. Now this was amazing prep on my part, because he knows how fast my team is, and the fact I brought a really offensive team, this really cripples me right here. Because I'm just gonna switch out right here. There's no way he clicks for Ice Beam, so I'm just gonna go right to my Lando. Just in case he is an offensive Mew with Trick Room, just because I really don't want Greninja to get hurt that like immediately. But he just opted to go for the U-turn, which was very smart on this part, because this puts me in a really bad position. I probably should just stayed in with Greninja, because it only takes like 50 from that U-turn. It probably would have been better for me to stay in right there and just get off Dark Pulse versus his team, but now he's got in the Kyurem, and I'm scared here, and I'm just going to go right into my Cobalion, thinking he's just going to sub up, and I'd rather just go to get off a hit. I live in Earth Power from full, and he just straight up goes for the Ground Z. See this textbook? Do you see it? Written by Panther2. This is the definition of this battle, okay? So he goes for the Ground Z, even though Lando was out. I thought he'd go for a free sub, but he just went straight for the raw Ground Z, which I guess is understandable. It would have been a little bit safer probably for him to go for sub, but at the same time it was still kind of a freebie. Lando should never stay in versus that, especially in Trick Room, considering I'm most likely Scarf, and he knew that. So I'm just going to go into Toxapex now. And I really was expecting him to switch, trying to scout for Toxic first, and like I mentioned in the team build, I wanted to watch out for Nidoqueen coming in, but he stays in on the Scald, so I did not get a Toxic up on this Kyurem, as he just goes for the Substitute. And since he's burned, sure, gets off some damage, but if he's a Roost, it doesn't even matter. He can stay near 1,000,000%. So I have to switch out my Toxapex here, and I'm just going right to Lando. He shouldn't click Ice Beam here, he's probably going for the Earth Power. As I do go into Lando, he just goes for the Earth Power. This thing is going to be such a problem, and if he's really bulky, he's going to eat this U-turn right here. And that was another downside for not running Adamant Lando, but I had to play it safe versus the Aerodactyl. So as we go for the U-turn, he does show that he just eats up it, and it does not break his sub. So I'm just going to go right into Gren here on the possible Ice Beam, as he does opt to go for that. Gren's not really going to be able to take an Ice Beam plus Earth Power though, so this just puts me in a terrible position, because I really do just want to go for Dark Pulse to break its sub and try and keep Kyurem at that percentage for the rest of the game, so I don't have to deal with it. It would have been an option here as well for him just to click Roost, but if he can get rid of this Greninja, he's definitely going to do it. It benefits him so well, so he will just opt to go for Earth Power after I do break his sub, and he will knock out my Greninja here, which really sucks, because that was really important to just take apart his team. Like, he didn't even have the Ferrothorn in this matchup. Like, Greninja would do so much work, but he just put me in a terrible position. So I'm just going to go in Charizard here. Flare Blitz is really free versus him. Sure, the Blastoise can come in, and I was expecting it, and there was a chance if he wasn't max defense that my Thunder Punch 2 could 2-hit KO this thing. But I didn't want to risk him just sacking his Kyurem, even though I really don't see it being an option. I just want to click Flare Blitz just in case, because if Kyurem just went for Earth Power versus my Charizard, I would have lost it. Like, it would have been really bad. So as we go for the Flare Blitz, he does show he's just very defensive, and he shows a Rocky Helmet, which is very smart on his part, considering it really messes up my Charizard overdone. He will switch out his Blastoise here as he goes into Mew. I just opted to stay in and go for the Thunder Punch. I really didn't know what else he was going to do here. This does show you that he was a pretty HP invested Mew, I'm pretty sure. HP speed like I kind of predicted. Or sorry, no speed, kind of defensive or somewhat, because he was the Trick-Room variant. I'll just go for Flare Blitz again. I really don't care if he's going right back into Blastoise, because even if he doesn't get up a free Roost versus it, Skull's not going to be doing too much, and if he roars me out, I'm perfectly fine with that because he doesn't have Stealth Rocks up first my side of the field. So I will just opt to go for the Roost here, as I will get my Charizard back up to almost full. He does show some really interesting tech here as he opts to go for the counter, which is really cool because we have counter ourselves on Alakazam. I'll just go for the Thunder Punch here because it's a roll, and I'm really not expecting him to counter 2 times in a row. If anything, I'm expecting a Scald or a Roar, because there's an option for me switching over here, which is going for a D-Dance. That's probably my best options, but I really just went for Thunder Punch because I was expecting him to do one of those two. And luckily we get the roll and we knock him out right there. But this is a free switch into his Aerodactyl, which is absolutely ridiculous versus me. So I'm just going to go right into Toxapex, which is the designated switch in. And right here he's just going to Mega Evolve, and I believe he just clicks Stone Edge. It is just his best play. Just in case, because my team doesn't have a switch into that. My best Stone Edge switch in was Cobalion, which died immediately. He goes for Stone Edge, he unfortunately misses. Right here I switch out into Lando because I can't let Kyurem come in for free if I click Scald right here. I knew there was a chance he was going to do this. I thought it was totally uncalled for. He goes for Ice Fang. Basically, if my Toxapex got off a Scald there, his Aerodactyl wasn't a threat anymore, especially if I got the burn. He also already had a lot of momentum in the game where I didn't really felt like it was needed for him to do that, and he had plenty of switch-ins to Lando if I did make that double. So he just made a read that was kind of unnecessary and really hurtful at the same time. That hurt me. But luckily, I took a lot of time here to act like I didn't know what to do. And I just decided to go to my Alakazam and just click counter. Luckily he fell for it. I don't think he thought of it. I think he said that after the game. He wasn't really sure about it. But right here, I need to keep Alakazam a little bit healthy for the rest of his team. So I'm just going to opt to go into Toxapex, because if this is a setup Clefable, I want to make sure I can just screw it over. As he does just opt to go for the knockoff here. I am going to opt to, I believe I pulled a double, maybe I didn't. He will switch into his Nidoqueen here, as I did, yeah. I switched out into my Charizard X here. This was in case he did go into Kyurem and whatnot. Nidoqueen was a good mid-ground play. I'm just going to opt to go for the Flare Blitz. I really don't see a chance of me getting a Dragon Dance up versus anything on his team. So, I just wanted to go for the Flare Blitz and see if I can try and win this game with Alakazam. Now, right here, I was really, this is where prep kind of got to my head. I wasn't so sure if he was going to have Sucker Punch Nidoqueen. I was really expecting it, so I opted to go Toxapex first. There's a good chance I live this Earth Power if he's modest, even if he is Max Attack Orb with Earth Power. It's a 50-50 as if he is Max Attack, which I was expecting more of a defensive, but he is a Max, so he will take us down to 6 HP there as we just go for the Scald and we knock out the Nidoqueen. Basically, I just didn't want to risk the Sucker Punch there, because even though Clef is really healthy, the only way I win is if I have Alakazam healthy and he goes for like, and he misclicks. Let's just say that. So he will just have to go for the Ice Beam here versus my Toxapex with his Kyurem. If he just went for a sub there, he would have saved differential, and he would have gotten a 3-0 win right there, which I'm not sure why he didn't, but he said he didn't even think of it at the time, so I guess it's understandable. I will just go into Alakazam here. I will pick off a kill here with Psychic. He can't switch in Clefable, because I do have a chance of two-shotting it depending on his spread. And if I don't two-shot it, there's a chance I do get the Spit F drop, so he can't risk it. And right here, he will just go into his Clefable to end off the game, because like he showed earlier, he does have the knockoff. He hits the Psychic even if it is a crit, and knockoff will kill me, of course, because I do still have my Focus Sash, and even if Alakazam didn't, it would still die to the knockoff. So it was an unfortunate loss for his Panther, but he definitely deserved it, because he read me so hard throughout this game. He did the proper plays. If you don't know, Panther records all of my replays. So if anyone knows how I battle, it is Panther. 1,000,000% is Panther. Even if y'all watch all my videos, which I would really appreciate, Panther knows me inside and out. He helps me team build. I help him team build. ACC for life. But he did it. He played smarter here than I did. He played depending on how he knew I was going to make plays, and I didn't. I treated him like a normal opponent, which I definitely shouldn't have. So he basically wrote this book, and he absolutely opened up to every page and read me the entire match. And just destroyed me. It was that simple. I was kind of expecting an L here. That's why I was kind of upset about losing to Curt last week, is that I want to get my win-loss as high as I could before I faced Panther and whatnot. And it was an unfortunate loss, but at the same time, you know what? It happens, and I'm definitely not that sad about losing to Panther. Like I mentioned, he is one of the best battlers in the league, in my opinion. No matter what new people join, that will always be my opinion, because he is a homie and he's really solid. So for sure, that was a close game still, and I was happy to face him in the regular season, even though it does mean a loss for me, even at the beginning of the schedule for the season. It's always fun to face him. So as for next week, for week 7, we will be taking on aDrive and the St. Louis Rampardos, who are still undefeated. So look forward to that. Definitely going to be scary, and definitely going to be interesting. So hopefully we can end the streak. If not, we're going to give it our best shot, and hopefully we can come back from this, because I don't enjoy losing, but basically Mons are getting pretty tiring for me at this moment, and it's showing in the way I play. So hopefully I can pick it up soon enough, and I will start getting more wins for you guys and the Charlotte Charizard. So look forward to next week. Check out for my P4G Next Gen as well as the STL if you haven't already. That'll be it for me this week. Make sure to like, share, deuces.